that will change your life. You're going to have at least one thing that I tell you today that's going to change your life. And some of you are going to have 5 things. And so when I say something today that really clicks with you, that's kind of an aha moment, I want you to write it down. Because you're going to have a couple of them today from what I'm going to share with you. But I want to start with a couple of personal stories that I don't share. In fact, this one story I've never shared anywhere at any rain event. A lot of people, know that I've got an American accent and I'm sporting an American passport, but really nobody knows that I actually have a British passport too.
It's not blue, but you've got a red one.
Hey. I was born in Ipswich. My mother's British, and I actually have a cousin from Ipswich staying at my house in Utah right now. She came to Utah on holiday. I said, I'll be over in your neck of the woods. And so I have a special, obviously, affection for this country. And I have a couple of special stories too. Right now, at this very minute, Novak Djokovic is playing in the finals of Wimbledon. And I have a personal experience with Wimbledon, but I wanted to show you something that happened about a week ago. I was in Belgrade, Serbia, where Novak Djokovic is from, and he has a restaurant there, a sports restaurant, which is amazing. And I did a presentation there, and I said, I got to go to that restaurant. That's me at his restaurant. I happen to be holding the U.S. Open Championship trophy that he won in 2011.
Nice one.
I talked the server into letting me hold it and get a picture. It just went away. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun there, and it was really funny because one of the World Cup matches was about to start, but we were in Novak's restaurant, and he was playing live at Wimbledon, and they had it in the restaurant. So I'm in his restaurant, watching him play live at Wimbledon, and then the World Cup game came on, and they turned him off and put that on in his own restaurant, right? Well, speaking of the World Cup, I was so excited because I realized I was going to be in London on the finals, and England was still in it, and I was so excited and a little sad. I know, so close. I was in Munich, and I went to an Irish pub in Munich to watch the semifinal match because I thought I'll be with a bunch of British people, and it was all freaking Germans. And they were all rooting for Croatia. I was the only one there screaming for everybody. So I'll tell you a little story about no accidents, and it also ties into this law of attraction. It's such an important thing. And if we get frustrated about something that happens, what are we attracting? More frustration, right? Well, I had an incredibly frustrating experience in 1987. I actually qualified for Wimbledon that year. So I was a tennis player, and I just finished college, and I decided to go on the tour for the summer. I got into Wimbledon, I came out here, and the day of my match I got food poisoning and had to default. Yeah, darkest day of my life, I thought. And then at the end of summer, I was like, I had one more year to finish college. I thought, should I stay on the tour, or should I go finish my college? And I decided I'm going to go finish college, and then if I want to go back, I will, which I never did. That was a huge turning point in my life. If I had stayed on the tour, I'll tell you what happens to most professional tennis players. Unless you get into the top 10, and I was not good enough to get into the top 10. Unless you get in the top 10, you grind it out for 10, 15, 20 years, and when you're 35 years old, you retire from the tour because your body can't handle it anymore, and guess what the only thing you're qualified to do is? Be a
Coach.
What's that? Yeah, coach. That's it. Not a bad job, but that's it. And I look at now, the tennis players, the professional athletes, and people that I meet, they all want to be me. When they find out about my background and what I've accomplished and what I've done, they want to know how to do that. And so I think about that dark day in 1987 at Wimbledon, which was, at that moment, like the worst day of my life, and I look at what happened because of that. So you never know. And I think one of the lessons from that is my ex-wife recently bought me this book called Zen and the Art of Happiness. Anybody heard or read it? Yeah. It's a beautiful, simple little book, and basically the whole concept is no matter what happens to you, it's going to be the best thing for you. And if you think about it that way, then wonderful things will happen. If something bad happens to you and you think it's bad, 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 guess what you're attracting? Right? So if we think about everything that happens to us as the best thing for us, a lot of amazing things will happen. Okay. There's 3 things I'm hoping to accomplish today. One of them is that I want you to know that you are in the best industry on the planet. Second thing is I want you to know that, whoa, not that good. This is out of order. What happened? My presentation is slides. How did my slides get out of order? That's bizarre. One second. This is not the right one. Yeah. Let's see. No, that's not. That's the one. All right, there we go. Sorry. All right. So secondly, I want you to know that you're with the right company. And the third thing I want you to know, literally every single person in this room can do this. And when I finish sharing some things with you, you're going to know that. I'm going to talk about some trends, but then I'm going to get very granular and give you some very specific techniques and information on how to use social media. Anybody interested in learning how to use social media more? Okay. Well, Rain is launching a new social media system. They hired the #1 social media guy in the world, the social media network marketing guy. His name's Rob Sperry. He created the system. I'm going to teach it to you today.
Awesome.
Okay. So before we do that, my background, I started a company, I took it public, I started an investment bank, I raised money for a lot of fast growth companies, I've read a lot of business plans, I'm involved in blockchain, investing in that technology now, and so the only reason I really like talking about my background is because what I'm going to be sharing with you today is going to be a lot more meaningful to you if you know that I've seen everything, which I have. I could literally sit down with Elon Musk or any other entrepreneur or business person, Richard Branson, it doesn't matter. I'm comfortable talking to them about any type of business. I've seen it all. And so that's important for you to know as I talk about this industry and how I compare this industry to other things that I've seen. All right, so this is what's going to happen. I'm hoping that your belief in this industry, in this company, and yourself elevates. That's one of my major goals here today. And I think it's going to happen. Let's start with the industry. So I'm a little involved in artificial intelligence, and this is creating artificial intelligence and smart machines is going to create massive political, social upheaval over the next 10 years because it's going to get rid of 1 billion jobs.
Yeah.
1 billion jobs in the next 10 years are going to disappear, and they're not going to be replaced by technology jobs. In the past, technology has replaced low-paying jobs, and then they get replaced with high-paying technical jobs. Artificial intelligence and smart machines and robots now are so efficient, it's going to get rid of 100,000 jobs in one sector and only replace it with 1,000 jobs in technology. That's the big change today, and that's never happened before. And this trend, I'm not going to go through all these quotes, this trend, if you just Google jobs being lost to artificial intelligence, it's everywhere. And the governments have no idea what to do about it. Elon Musk is saying that there's going to need to be a welfare system put in place in countries all over the world. This is not just a Western problem, it's literally a problem everywhere. McKinsey said 47% of all jobs gone within the next 20 years. And it's happening today, it's starting right now. And so what's going to happen is unemployment levels are going to go way up, and there's just going to be no jobs for people to take. Their jobs are going to be eliminated. And it's going to be for professionals. This is not just like laborers anymore. Doctors, accountants, lawyers, all of them are going to be affected.
by all this technology that's emerging right now. So that's really, really, really bad news for employees. Here's who it's good news for. It's good news for anybody that's involved, because robots and artificial intelligence are not good at motivating, nurturing, caring, or comforting. So who is that good for? People that are salespeople, managers, and entrepreneurs. Who is that?
Me.
It's everybody in this room.
Yes, sir.
So entrepreneurs are going to benefit greatly by this. Now, here's the trend that's really fascinating. 1 billion people are going to lose their jobs. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to be they're going to be forced into being an entrepreneur. There is no option for them, right? And what is the best entrepreneurial pursuit? I'm going to show you in a minute, especially for first-time entrepreneurs. What industry? Network marketing, by far. And I'm going to show you a comparison chart in just a minute. So who's going to benefit from this trend of everybody losing their jobs?
Me.
Everybody in this room. You are in such a perfect position right now with what's going to happen over the next 10 years. The network marketing industry is going to grow faster. It's been growing for 50 years. Network marketing industry as a whole has been growing 50 years. In the next 10 years, it's going to go like this. It's going to grow way faster than it's ever grown before. One of the reasons is because of artificial intelligence. Another reason is that just the industry is making it easier for people to succeed than ever before. You've got all this technology. If you think about 30 years ago, you couldn't get Skype and communicate with somebody in Japan or on the other side of the world. It was like $5 a minute, right? Now it's free. If you have an internet connection, it's unbelievable. Social media, I'll talk more about that. It's having a huge impact on this industry, and it's bringing a lot of new people in. Did you know that I heard about a week or two ago, the industry is full of 40 and 50-year-olds. That's the major demographic of network marketers are 40 and 50-year-olds. It just shifted last week for the first time. More 20 and 30-year-olds joined network marketing than 40 and 50-year-olds. Now, the 40 and 50-year-olds are still going to keep coming in, but we have this whole new group of people, like Dino, that are coming in, and it's because of how the industry is shifting. And of course, now it's truly international. It's so easy because of technology for you to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and start doing business in like 30 other countries in the world, right? So those trends, all of these factors is why this industry is growing like crazy. Perfect time to be involved. Now let's compare the industry to other entrepreneurial pursuits that you can do, all right? And this is something that I do as an investment banker. When we look at a business, we want to compare it to other kinds of businesses, and we do a big analysis, and this is kind of a short summary analysis where how much money does it take? We're going to compare 4 different businesses. Starting an internet marketing business where you sell someone else's products, where you create your own product. I've got this one little right here. It's a door hinge. It's kind of cool. I'll show you in a second. And then if you start a Subway sandwich franchise, they have those here in London, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then being a RAIN International network marketing entrepreneur. Let's compare. All right, we've got different categories of things that every business is affected by. It takes about $10,000 to start an internet marketing company. It's not a lot of capital, but it takes something. But it's super, super, super dependent on your marketing skills, and you always have to be marketing. And the second you stop marketing, you stop making money. There's no residual income whatsoever. And it's very hard to go international. If you invent a product and you want to take it to another country, there's licenses, there's certifications, there's inventory, there's logistics. It's really expensive when you want to go international as an entrepreneur, okay? Second business, this product here, let me just show you how it works. Has anybody seen this? I've shown this a couple of times before, no? Okay, so it's a door hinge, and I won't tell you how long ago. So an old college buddy of mine called me, and he said, hey, my neighbor invented this new door hinge. He's trying to raise some money for it. Can you help him? And I'm like, I can't raise money for a door hinge. What are you talking about? And he said, no, it's really special. I said, all right, well, come on over and show me. So here's how it works. You put it on the door, and you open up the door to where you want it to stop before it hits the wall. Normally you have a door stop on the wall, right? Yeah. Which don't work very well. A lot of them break. So this one eliminates the need for any door stops. So you open the door to where you want it to stop, then you take this pin, you push it down, and then that's where it stops every time. Cool, right?
Yeah.
You've never seen it because they're not manufactured yet, but you will. And so Yeah, it's a great product. We raised $1 million. That's how much he thought he needed to get it into production. He ran out of money, and that was 5 years ago. It's still not in production. So he needs another $1 million, which he just got, and now it's going to start being produced in the next couple months. Finally going to come out. When he met me, he thought he was going to be a millionaire the next year. And that's what happens to a lot of entrepreneurs. So my point is, anytime you start a business, if you want to create your own product and sell it, it takes a lot of capital. There's a lot of employees you're going to need. It's going to be very expensive overhead, very expensive with manufacturing. You're going to do a lot of marketing, and expensive to go international, very expensive. And there's no residual income. Once you stop selling the product, you stop making money, right? But you can make a lot of money with this if you have the capital and you stick it out and you deal with all the issues, right? Subway sandwich franchise costs $200,000 on average to start one. The average Subway sandwich makes $70,000 a year. Your employees, fairly limited, but they're all teenagers, so have fun with that. You've got overhead every single month. You got to pay your rent and other things. You really don't have any manufacturing. Marketing is very high. You're always got to do marketing to drive customers in. You really can't expand internationally. If you want to expand locally, your one store is doing good, and you want to open another store, what do you need? Another $200,000, right? Every time you open it, you need another $200,000. That's the way most businesses work. If you're going to expand and grow, you need more capital, more capital, more capital, right? How about being a network marketing in Rain? How much capital do you need? $150 to $2,700 bucks. It's almost nothing. And if you want to expand internationally, how much do you need? That's incredible, right? I mean, when you compare it to any other kind of entrepreneurial pursuit that you can make, I don't know any other business that you can do this with, where it takes very little capital and you can expand. And there are some extremely super valuable concepts in here that you may just not see them jump out at you. Then we'll talk about them for just a second. And why there's a few things in here that will make a ginormous difference in your business, okay? Number one, the only way you ever make big money is if you're doing something that's duplicatable. Why? Does anybody know why? Why is that so important in network marketing? This is one of my superpowers, by the way. I don't have very many, tennis is one. But another one is looking at different businesses and seeing the things that if you just make this little change will make a huge difference. And this is what we're doing right now. Just a couple little changes here will make a huge difference in your business. So, why is duplication important to make money in this industry? Why is that? Why does everybody talk about that? Yeah?
Supply and demand.
Yeah, yes, but that, yes, but
It's easy.
easy, okay? Because if you do something that you can't duplicate, this is never going to happen. It stops with you. It stops with your genius, which you don't want to be in this business. What you want to do is what anybody down here can do that signs up, okay? So duplication is super important to make the big money, whatever you want to do. So my first question to you is this little agreement right here, there's only 2 action items you have to do. Is this duplicatable?
Yeah. Yes.
It's very duplicatable. Well, let's watch what happens when you do this, all right? So what you're asking someone to do when they join with you is literally 2 things. First, they're going to go out and find the 2 right people, okay? We know what right one is. That's it, okay? And then the second thing is, this is the key here. So this is what makes all the difference. Number 2, you're not going to sign up anybody else until you help these people go 4 levels down doing the same thing. And then you also help these people on your second level go down 4 levels and do the same thing. And then you help these people. You're going to go 4 levels down because that's a manageable group. And you're going to teach them, and here's the key thing, not just help them find the right people. Here's the key. You're going to teach them to teach their people to go 4. And then teach their people to go down 4. And then teach their people to go down 4. And then teach these people to go down 4. That's what makes this work, is you're teaching the right thing, which is to go down, down, and if you teach the next level to teach down, and you teach the next level to go down 4, then it replicates. It doesn't stop here, right?
Yeah.
That's what keeps it going. Except the only difference is it doesn't stop here either.
It keeps going.
It just keeps going, right? I mean, I was somebody in Amsterdam yesterday had 70,000 people in his downline. And he can't stop it. It just keeps going, right? So, the key to duplication is going down. It's not going wide. It's doing something that the next level can do, and then the next level can do, and the next level can do. It's teaching going down instead of wide, right? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't get a maker like this system. 30 days, get a maker, put a team together, another 30 days, do a team. But the difference is you put a team together, and now you help them for the next 30 days do this. Go down, 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 down for the next 30 days. And then when you do that, now go get another team and do the same thing. Okay, a couple other key things in this agreement here. Auto ship. This business and your commissions are built for long term on teaching everybody to be on auto ship. Everybody should be on auto ship. Because if you want to retire and you want residual income, it's going to come from auto ship money. Okay? So, really super important, number 4. What does that say? It says, once I start earning at least $100 a week in commissions, I'm going to start a second auto ship. What does that do? Well, you should be buying the product anyways, right? That's only 2 boxes a month. Okay? But do it on an auto ship, because you need to be using the products yourself. Right? But what happens? Do you know what happens if you teach everybody in your organization to just do that one thing? Get on auto ship to start with, and when you get to $100 in commission, you start a second auto ship. You know what happens? This number actually goes to $45,000 a month. Just with that one little change. So you want to teach everybody to do that, and that's why it's here, so they can see, okay, this is what we're agreeing to do, this is what we're going to do, right? And then the fifth, number 5, just you keep on the auto ship program. As long as your commissions are paying for it, you never get off of it. A lot of people, for some reason, after a while, they get off. You never get off the auto ship. Stay on it. And then only let people in that are going to sign this agreement and agree to it. You know? If you could treat this like the mafia, once you get in, you're never getting out, and you better do this, or there's consequences. That's what I'm talking about. I was actually in Milan, and I didn't use that example when I was there. And so the rest of it is just simple things. This is just you're agreeing to get on auto ship, and you're agreeing to bring in the right people. It's the top 2 things is all you got to do, and then the rest of it's super simple, right? So, how many of you in here think that you could do this? Okay? What is that going to do to your business? I want to ask you, in 12 weeks from now, it actually would be possible to get to $45,000. But if you only get to $4,500 because something breaks along the way, are you going to be that upset? Yes and no, right? You know it's possible. If everybody